Well, folks, we got another one of those situations. We got news about the GTA 6 gameplay, and guess what? Due to a part of the GTA 6 leak, Rockstar parent company has lost up to $500 million. $500 million, and guess what, folks? We got GTA 6 leak, every gameplay detail you need to know. YouTubers don't care. Drop a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new.
Gameplay and the wanted system and the new characters and the way that all these different mechanics are going to work with each other, which is to say that if you don't already
YouTubers don't care. Everybody's like, yo, GTA 6 leak, GTA 6 leak, and we got a lot to talk about in this video. We got every gameplay detail breakdown. You might want to actually grab a foot pedal, get yourself some, and let's get into it.
Before we go any further, GTA 6 seems to be about a Bonnie and Clyde style story, with twin protagonists, Lucia and Jason, where they'll be going after various different places to rob, and whatever the story happens from there. There's a leaked cutscene out there. There's a few things to talk about.
There was a cutscene with Lucia Bunda as well.
Gameplay wise, again, this is just mining the available footage. You can now go prone, you can crouch run, you can switch guns between your hands, which makes me think of the likes of Max Payne 3.
Hell yeah, it does.
We got very excited about that before we started recording, because Max Payne 3, if you haven't played it, is nigh on the best shooting model Rockstar have ever come up with. It's absolute perfection. The game released very close to GTA 5 though, which I guess, you know, it's been 10 years since then. Maybe they're bringing.
Yeah, would you want Max Payne 4? 1 if yes, 2 if not.
Or Max Payne 3 stuff in there where you have a defined firearm, and if you want to switch something out, then you're holding your rifle separately.
100%.
And picking your load out that way.
Dude, I've never been more excited by the words go prone, because yeah, I get images of Max Payne 3 and that shooting system was so good because of how much control it gave you over your character. Yes, it is very animation.
Man, this game was insane. I remember playing at launch.
Based in terms of it not being, you know, a twitchy third-person shooter game.
No.
But I thought like the level of immersion that you got from those, from the plethora of animations tied to your character was just amazing. You know, the ability to go prone and shoot 360 degrees just adds more versatility to combat. And like you said, it was something that I hoped to see in GTA 5, but because those two games were, you know, released so close to each other, I can understand why it wasn't brought along. But we saw some of those features trickle into Red Dead Redemption 2.
Dude, the year is 2022, and we're finally gonna be getting prone in GTA 6. That's crazy, actually. And that leaker, I mean, like, y'all think that's a W leaker or L leaker? Because I know there are a lot of blue check marks on Twitter. I happen to also have a blue check mark on Twitter. But I'm seeing like a lot of blue check marks guys on Twitter actually be like, yo, I'm sorry for that, sad to see that gameplay leaking out. Everybody's like bending their knees. Everybody's at Rockstar saying, yo, sorry, sad to see that happen. I mean, damn, son, it's a billion-dollar company. They're not gonna go broke like tomorrow. Did you know they got shark cards up for sale? Now, surely it's sad for the devs, but not necessarily for the company. They can give F y'all for that one. They're gonna be hunting. They're in fact hunting that hacker down. They got FBI involved. They got aliens involved in this situation. They got NASA involved. They're gonna be tracking the hacker down. My man, that hacker better get.
We would recommend you go play Max Payne 3. I think that'll be something that Rockstar lean on in terms of the feel of GTA 6, but hopefully we can only be proven more correct as things roll out. It also makes me think of Red Dead Redemption 2 style animation priority. One of the things shown is that you're picking weapons up off the ground, something a little bit different from GTA 4 and 5 or even the older ones when weapons were just
GTA Battle Royale confirmed, boys.
Right in front of you. And it makes me think that Rockstar want to make sure that you are considering your loadout. You're considering which weapons you're picking up, which was the whole case in Red Dead, where you would store a select amount of weapons on your horse, and then whatever, you know, you have to take them off the horse and use them in the mission or whatever.
And this time, instead of like putting your weapons or saving your weapons on the horses, we're gonna be able to save the weapons on Lucia Bunda, man. Like, listen, man, the amount of people that were saying that, yo, man, we do not need a female protagonist in GTA 6, we do not need it. The second the gameplay ended up leaking, everybody's like making those subreddits, people asking for OnlyFans, people are down bad. The second people saw that kick, the second people saw that Bunda, I mean, everybody's like down right now. Sheesh.
I prefer that. I like the idea of that in terms of a tactical approach to missions. And another thing to mention is that, like I said before, robberies are a game mechanic. It seems like they are GTA 6's version of heists, like they were in GTA 5. You're going to have to consider your infiltration methods in regards to the weapons that you have, and your getaways as well, because police will remember which cars.
If you've seen the gameplay, you have seen that robbery that happened in that store, right? Like, could you imagine the actual heist? Could you imagine the actual heist?
And there's a whole pop-up that comes on screen that says that the law has remembered which car you've gotten into after you've robbed a place. And when you're in the robbery, there's a countdown on screen showing the police arrival level, so I guess you need to weigh up how much money you want to try and get before you escape, and then, you know, ditch the car to get away entirely.
I love the focus on this mechanic and this system, because when
do you think that was a mission? If you've seen the gameplay, do you think that was a mission, or you just playing normally? I mean, you had your partner, you had Jason alongside. That doesn't sound logical, so it gotta be a mission, right?
GTA 5 Online, when it first launched, was to jump into a car with my friend and try to rob every convenience store in the map. And while that was fun, you know, each robbery played out the same. You know, you went to the store, you held the gun up at the clerk, you maybe shot a few bottles. They do this a bit, they give you some money. The idea of having those robberies be more dynamic with more variables, to me, is great. And while they might not be as fully fledged as the kind of multi-step heists were in GTA 5, if you have more variety within those robberies, I just think that's really, really cool. And the idea that the law, I love referring.
Did you enjoy the GTA Online heist? I mean, some of them were really good. The process was kind of tedious, but I absolutely loved them in the single player, I would say. I wish there were more heists in the story. It felt like that we only had like, what, 3, maybe 5 max? What if this time we actually had more and we had like bigger? It has to be bigger and crazy, because we're talking GTA 6, no?
The law, it makes me sound like Judge Dredd. I like the fact that there's kind of more intricacies with that system as well, if you're doing these big sprees across the map. I think it's a cool idea.
No, same. I think that in regards to the heists as well, I always wanted a bit more to them. I always liked the mission, the 4-leaf clover mission from GTA 4, or even the bank heist mission in Vice City. I always kind of wanted those things to be fleshed out a bit more. And GTA 5 was fine enough, but hopefully if they're getting out there...
Man, I don't remember anything about GTA Vice City whatsoever. I remember playing it. I remember not finishing it, though. The only GTA game that I actually know life as a kid was GTA San Andreas, know what I'm saying? And they came out with that GTA Defective Edition. I actually kind of enjoyed it, but I mean, damn, man, I wish we actually had a full-blown remaster of that instead of that Defective Edition. But hey, man, how many of you played Vice City or Vice City Stories? I know we got some Booba gameplay in the back.
And, you know, showing it, like, well, inadvertently ending up showing it. At such an early stage in development means that the likes of robberies are in there from the very beginning. It's worth saying that this footage is from around about 2019 or early 2020. And it's obviously nowhere near final code. The expected release date was always...
And on top, it's not even pre-alpha. You can say that to sound be like, okay, I know everything, but apparently from what we're hearing, allegedly, apparently it's just a dev that was just testing. So it's not even like pre-alpha. It was just debug footage. A dev was literally testing stuff.
2024, 2025 at the earliest. So there's still a long ways to go. But in terms of mining what's there is still things to talk about. Speaking of police presence, though, what is shown in the build is a 5-star wanted level, which is maybe the full amount that we'll get in the final game. However, in the original fight,
I kind of hope that we get 6. I hope we get 6, because let's keep a buck 50. The actual hacker that leaked it, he actually got 10-star wanted level, maybe even 20, and now the FBI is getting involved in real life. I'm not even joking around. The actual FBI is looking for this man. They got NASA pretty much on standby, because if they're not able to like hit this guy, I would say like in a week from now, they're gonna be taking help from aliens. They're gonna be taking help from NASA to locate that guy. I hope in the game we have 6-star wanted level. GTA 6 6-star, and the original Vice City also had 6 stars.
City, it was only, I think, up to 4 stars, and you only unlock the 6-star wanted level after you kill Diaz. So I don't know if they're gonna, you know, give you a higher wanted level as the story rolls out and the characters become more wanted, maybe as they get away with more robberies.
I love that idea.
Yeah. I love that idea.
What if that's what happens? Because the idea of like gaining a reputation for yourself within the game's narrative and having that translate to a mechanic where you get more presence on you and you get the ability for, you know, meaner, tougher aspects of the law to come for you. That's a cool way of tying the narrative with the mechanics, I think.
Yeah,
I like that. I hope they do that.
Same. I think twinning the, I mean, GTA and wanted levels go well together. You know, they have for like 20 years at this point. Why not twin that with the narrative and make it feel like you're more wanted as the story plays out? Yeah, I like that idea too. Next thing down, you can carry characters on your shoulders, and Lucia is shown holding someone kind of like a fireman's carry. It's not Jason, so I don't know if you can revive, you know, your partner, let's say.
Yo, imagine being able to carry Lucia in the game. I know that might be haram, but hey man, like imagine though, like we're talking video game characters, bro. Like that kick gonna be massive when you're able to hold that, like Brock Lesnar, you know what I mean?
It's worth throwing in as well that you can tap the D-pad, you can tap down on the D-pad to switch between your two characters. You know, one of the example, shown in the footage is when they're in the middle of a robbery, you can go between two characters. They don't show the switch in itself, but you can see the UI prompt for what that would be, like in GTA 5. But yes, the next thing down is that cars themselves, the internals are way more detailed. We see steering wheels moving, we see car seats moving, and we see the visors themselves.
Bomba.
That's actually true though, but that might just be the dev testing footage, because it really felt like that I was watching Microsoft Flight Simulator, because if you played Microsoft Flight Simulator you can like toy around with the plane stuff, but in this case it was actually you toying around with the car stuff. Damn!
Cells moving. I'm not a GTA first person kind of guy,
yes,
but I guess it's playing into that crowd. If you like your GTA in first person as of GTA 5, then they're doing way more with that stuff.
The first person mode for this game is gonna be insane. I just hope that it's smooth, because GTA 5 first person mode is not smooth when you're trying to shoot your weapon, but I hope this time we got the FOV slider.
Do whatever you need to in game to get some big old car. I remember getting the Infernus in GTA 3 for the first time. If you could then go into first person and interact with all the different things inside it, I guess that only pays off the reward of getting that car in the first place, or whatever vehicle you've managed to get. Speaking of vehicles, Kotaku mentioned that Rockstar will be including drivable airboats, and there is a mission listed in the source code saying that there's an abandoned hovercraft mission, so it seems like we're going down that direction. Not that GTA 5 didn't have crazy stuff, and not to get into some of the names of missions that might be perceived as spoilers, but overall there seems to be a
honestly bro, like the leaker is claiming that if his demands are not fulfilled, and in the coming days he might not only leak the source code but actually the ending and the plot twist for the game. I hope that's not true, because right now everybody's like psychoanalyzing every little detail that we got to see. If the ending gets leaked out, if the source code gets leaked out, the amount of people that are gonna psychoanalyze would be insane. That might also delay the game, which I definitely do not want to see.
A tone here, that wasn't in. Well, I guess it depends how they want to go. GTA 4 was way more serious. Some people bounced off that, including me. GTA 5 felt like they were trying to get back to the craziest stuff, but then they still had a very cinematic presentation. So I guess it's a hard line to walk. But in regards to drivable airboats, you can apparently also go scuba diving. This is also because of what Kotaku had written up.
Man, I genuinely hope that the sea life and the ocean life in or river life, whatever they want to have it, I hope that's also rich. We're probably gonna have some scuba dive missions. I think GTA 6 is gonna be massive, man. Lower your expectations, but
and in the game's source code, to round off the crazy stuff, they have commands for equip jetpack and mount horse. Now, I did Google real life Miami horse riding, and you can go rent a horse over in Miami, and anyone who's living in Miami will know that. But it means that they're carrying over the Red Dead Redemption style.
Damn, yo, any of you homie in Miami?
Horse physics stuff into GTA.
Dude, I love GTA, right? But every single feature you are reeling off here that refers back to something from Red Dead Redemption 2 or Max Payne 3 just makes me more excited about this game in particular, because I love, the other Rockstar games, and I always like to envision GTA especially as the series that brings together every element from every game that they've created into like one super game, for lack of a better term. So to see things like, horse riding coming over, it just gets you thinking about those great
Man, this game is gonna be insane. We're gonna be able to fly planes. I hope so. It's not confirmed, but it's gonna be real sad if we're not gonna be able to, because GTA 4, I was quite sad when we found out that you cannot fly planes, but I think we're in 2022. This game is gonna be coming out in 2025, so being able to fly helicopters, planes, scuba diving, horse riding, I'm not sure what else they're gonna have. Jetpacks, I hope we got jetpacks and stuff. It's gonna be insane, man.
Mechanics from Red Dead Redemption 2 in like the great animation surrounding that, the great feel of riding those horses, and I'm like, man, bring everything good from every game you've ever made and cram it into this, and you've got something special.
I think it's easy to forget how many games Rockstar haven't made across the last 10 years, but the amount of strides that they did make in the likes of GTA 5, even if you go GTA 4, the debut of the Rage engine, the Rockstar Advanced Game Engine, that's why GTA 6 looks quite similar to GTA 5 and GTA 4 and Red Dead Redemption 2. They're all on the same core engine, which is also what Max Payne 3 is on.
I think by the time the game comes out, it's gonna be better than what we saw. 100%. It's gonna be way better than what we have seen in the leak footage, because they didn't even have the textures on. I genuinely feel like that graphically speaking, when you look at GTA 5, the graphics are still holding to this day. And when you look at Red Dead Redemption 2 graphics, they're way better than GTA 5 too. But GTA 6, I can see the graphics being just a tiny bit better than Red Dead Redemption 2. 2022, and you know what? That's all right. I know there are people like, yo, man, God of War is looking like a DLC, Modern Warfare 2 is looking like a DLC, but the thing here is that, man, as long as graphics are good and they're similar to their past games, but a little bit better, I just need a good map. I need a new game, new story. I want the open world to be alive. I want there to be a lot more activities and stuff. I want the world to be alive.
With those two being linked together,
yes.
You know, the jetpack and the horse riding. What if I could be riding a horse throughout Vice City, and then the police come after me, and instead of, you know, using the horse, because what's a horse against a tank? You're wearing the jetpack. You take off the horse. The horse doesn't set on fire because these jetpacks are environmentally friendly.
Very true.
You get away that way. That would be sick.
I would take this game. I want a jetpack on a horse. I guess it depends. I want to take off on the horse. I don't know if that's too crazy for GTA at this point.
You put the jetpack on the horse.
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I would have strapped some boosters to a horse and just take off. Keep in mind that all this stuff.
Yo, this was actually wild.
Check this. Some boosters to a horse and just take off. Keep in mind that all this stuff, and also, yes, RTV has died, but nothing stops the GTA 6 conversation. Keep in mind that all the weapons and the craziest stuff that we're mentioning is likely still going to be considered for GTA Online and could entirely be for that mode in itself.
I got you with the gameplay. Okay, come here, man. I got you with the gameplay.
A lot of the stuff in here in regards to, you know, jetpacks and whatever, and the weapons are all from the game's source code, which is the same thing that GTA Online will be pulling from, whatever the hell the future of that whole service is. In terms of other newer stuff, though, it seems like the game is definitely set after GTA 5. There's a character in one of the game's cutscenes referencing the death of Jay Norris. He's the dude that you would have killed in the Life Invader mission in GTA 5. So we're definitely in the modern day. GTA 5 was, I'm pretty sure, set in 2013, set in the year that it released.
Yeah.
And according to leaks and rumors, the GTA 6 is going to be set in 2023, which kind of tells me that this game is supposedly coming out in 2023, or at least was planned for. And I feel like that they're going to be announcing it, because right now it's very odd, man. It is very odd, because I genuinely feel like that GTA 6 was supposed to be announced in October. I was saying that for a longest amount of time. In fact, that's what the rumors are saying, but personal opinion, I could be wrong. We're always wrong, but I was always saying this, and I was always thinking this, that it's a high chance that we're gonna see the reveal being by the end of this year or early next year. And October has been thrown around, and now that we have seen the leak gameplay, Rockstar responded and they said that they cannot wait to reveal the game. They're gonna be revealing it when they're ready. Now I'm kind of getting that odd vibe that we're not gonna get that reveal this year. Yeah, I don't know. I hope they do it, man. And part of me feels like that the game was really set for 2023, 2024, and now nobody will know, right? Like, what if the game was really supposed to come out by the end of 2023 or early 2024 or by the end of 2024? But now if they don't drop it around that time, it's gonna be a little bit sus. We're always gonna be speculating on that.
Makes sense that would still be the case here. In regards to data mining stuff, vehicles listed, there's a whole bunch of them. However, something that sticks out is that Rockstar, at least in their code, are referencing actual names of branded vehicles. There's a Range Rover in here, there's an Aston Martin, there's a BMW. I think all this stuff will be placeholder because GTA's or Rockstar's whole bag has never been to do licensed vehicles. However,
yeah, licensing costs a lot of money, too much money. That's too much money. I can go to China and I can buy it for 2 cents. But Rockstar logic here is that, hey man, I can go to Take-Two, name our own weapons, own cars, have our own brands for 1 cent, motherfuckers.
Maybe steering into, you know, over time, the only reason that they didn't include licensed stuff back in the day was because they didn't have the heft to go out and actually purchase it. These days, they're GTA. I'd imagine most places would knock on their door and say, can we get a brand deal at this stage?
Yeah.
The last thing is the map stuff. You know, a lot of the leaked footage shows the Miami Strip is returning. A lot of people referencing various other buildings that are on that strip in itself, and we know that you know, GTA 6's map is a big.
We better have a lot of haram in this game, bro. Like people have been simping on top of the Lucia Bunda and whatnot. Like people talking about the cake looking kind of. I mean, damn, man.
A version of Vice City. However, people are focusing on a real-life restaurant called El Toro Taco, that is located in the south of Miami, called the south location called Coral Gables, which is where the El Toro Taco restaurant is, and saying that in the original Vice City, the 2D one in the original GTA, that included a section called Coral Gables, which is a real place that wasn't carried over to the 3D GTA, which is now potentially making a comeback in GTA 6.
Sounds good, Scott.
Oh my god!
Obviously, they were always going to expand Vice City to get some kind of feeling for what specific areas that are going to be included. That's exciting. When you mention, specific brands.
One, if you're down with Vice City. Two, if you're not. Even if you're not down, well, that's what we're gonna be getting. So I mean, but I genuinely hope that we have a lot more than Vice City. I've seen the map, and apparently the map is the entire state of Florida, bro. I've seen it. It's not gonna be 808 copy, so do not be like, oh, I'm shaking. Oh my god, I'm shaking. Don't be like that. Like, it's not gonna be the 808 copy to Florida. It's not gonna be that massive. But in video game aspects, I have seen the map being the entire state of Florida, and I really hope they add a little bit more, because we always want to get more. I hope that there are other cities as well.
There's enough to point at in regards to the ways that the characters are moving and the police presence stuff, and having to consider your, like I said, infiltration options or your exfiltration options, that for me gets me very excited. We're huge Max Payne fans, and you should be too. And I think that looking at where Rockstar were at in
one of you looking at and be like
2013, through the lens of where their shooting mechanics were at, and hoping that they've brought that stuff across, that makes me more excited for GTA 6 than almost anything else.
We also have another GTA 6 leak that just came out. The FBI is getting involved. Time might be up. Click on this video on the screen, and I will see you there. Subscribe.